Bear Racing Vlogs. How you doing, everybody? My name is Tom, and welcome to qualifying day for the Fonda 200 2025. People are playing music around me, so I'm doing an inside the car intro today. This is the next stop on the Short Track Super Series tour, so if you watch the Afton video, you should be all caught up on what the championship looks like and all the storylines going in. The race itself is pretty historic, and the promotion team definitely leaned into the history of this race this year, so I kind of want to touch on that here in the intro. The race started in 1955 as a NASCAR national race, 200 lap race around the Fonda half mile. And then eventually NASCAR came back in the early 60s and continued on with it being a NASCAR national race. You had winners like David Pearson and Richard Petty. Then eventually, and I'm not sure off the top of my head, editing Tom can help me out here, the race transitioned over to a Northeast modified race, where you have winners, of course, like Brett Hearn and Jimmy Horton. Then in the early 2000s, the race kind of died off, and it was just gone away, missing from the Northeast calendar, until Brett Deyo and his 5-year-old Short Track Super Series, who wanted to have a crown jewel event of their own like Super Dirt Week, revitalized the race and brought back the Fonda 200. Since then, there's only been 2 winners, Stuart Friesen and Matt Sheppard. Friesen obviously is injured still, so it's going to be the field versus Matt Sheppard today. That's all I have for an intro today, so let's just head on in and check out the Fonda half mile. I'm mixing it up this year. I'm not in turn 1. I'm trying out turn 4. I was told turn 4 is where the rowdy crowd is. And I kind of want to see what the rowdy crowd is like. So as you can see, they're still kind of setting up the midway and things are still kind of being unpacked. Teams are still rolling in and stuff. So I think I'm going to leave the midway footage until tomorrow. I mean, it's still going to be the same video, but I'll just film, you know, tomorrow's festivities and vendors and stuff. So today will just be heat races. Like I said, it'll all be the same video, but today I'll just film the heat races.
Start zone in turn number 4. Right.
Thank you so much, Mike. We're down here in the FX Capera Victory Lane with our first qualifier winner. Rocky Warner is taking home 500.
Day 2. Sounds like they already did the redraw. I only saw the Sportsman, so I don't know if they did that before I got here or if they did it in the pits.
That was a great decision, and then it was lunchtime when I went back up, and that covered today. But I know you mentioned it. Today's championship Saturday here at Fonda Speedway. I mean, this place is electric already, and we only.
Brutal. All right, who's winning tonight?
Matt Sheppard.
Got one for Sheppard. Sheppard.
Drivers, start!
Wow. He broke. I hope that picked up on the mic.
Matt Sheppard is able to continue his modern day dominance of the Fonda 200. He spent the first half of the race definitely trying to come through the field, but once he got up to the front in the second half, it was lights out. He was easily the most dominant car here today. Not a lot of cars here this weekend is probably the biggest storyline I'm going to take away from it. Only 31 modifieds showed up to one of the biggest crown jewel races in the Northeastern modified scene. I'm not sure what this race really needs to do in order to bring more guys through the gates. They did a good job of taking a lot of the purse money off of the winners' payout and paid more towards the top 10, but clearly that wasn't enough to bring a lot of the bigger names to this race. But I still love this race. I think it's great, and I definitely continue to recommend it. But that's all I have for this one, so please like the video if you liked it. Comment down below what you thought. Subscribe for more. I'm on a different track all the time. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and as always, support your local. All right.